Hey friend, welcome back to The Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. If mornings feel more like chaos than calm, then this episode is for you. Let's take one simple step together today. Here's your weekly 3, a mind hack, a home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. Today we're talking about chaos-free-ish mornings because, let's be honest, with ADHD and kids, maybe with ADHD too, there's always going to be some noise and mess, but a few simple shifts can make things run smoother. You'll hear a mindset shift about starting your day with a moment of calm before your kids even wake up. And no, I'm not talking about meditation. I'll also share a practical home hack around setting up a drop zone and simple rhythms that cut down on those frantic morning scavenger hunts. And finally, I'll tell you a client story about how setting up a command center completely changed how her family handled school papers and schedules. Let's jump in. I'll be honest, our mornings aren't chaos-free. Far from it. My kids still take forever to wake up and get out of bed. They still say, I don't want to go to school most mornings. They refuse to brush their teeth or put on their shoes. And yes, they're still yelling at times. I'm not perfect. And with school starting back, things feel busy and loud and all over the place. But here's the shift that helps me. I focus on the one thing I can control. Me. When I get up just a little earlier than my kids, even just 30 minutes, it makes a huge difference. And it's not about cramming in a long list. I know a lot of people talk about those perfect morning routines, getting up at 5 a.m. to work out, meditate, read, journal, and 5 other things. That's not what I'm doing, and that's not what I'm telling you to do either. Sometimes it's just eating breakfast in peace or coffee for those coffee lovers out there. That's just not me. It doesn't have to be perfect or complicated. That small pocket of time helps me feel grounded before the whirlwind begins. And I can tell the difference on the days I skip it. If I roll out of bed when my kids do, I'm instantly in reaction mode, hunting for shoes, answering questions, putting out fires. But when I give myself that little head start, I feel more centered. I start the day prepared instead of scattered. I can handle the noise, the last minute I forgot my water bottle, or the groans about school without losing my calm. Well, at least not as much. And that one shift makes our mornings feel a lot lighter. If the mind hack is about preparing me, the home hack is about preparing our space. For us, the drop zone is everything. It's the one area that makes or breaks our mornings. Every school thing has a home. Book bags get emptied right after school and hung back up. Shoes go in their spot, and I even keep an extra sock bin and a little laundry bin by the door. Because let's be honest, socks and dirty clothes somehow always end up right there anyway. I actually set up our drop zone back when my kids started preschool. Now they're in 1st and 2nd grade, and it has changed with us over the years. At first, it was just a place for backpacks and shoes. Since then, I've made little tweaks, like a sock bin, to fit what we actually need. The point is, it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Start simple, then adjust as you go. The best systems are the ones you tweak over time, not the ones you nail on day one. That's what makes the system stick. Having a drop zone takes care of the things, but mornings aren't just about stuff. They're about getting the kids moving too. That's where simple checklists come in. My kids have bedtime checklists and morning checklists. Just a couple simple steps to keep us on track without me repeating myself 100 times. And timers help too, so it's not me constantly nagging about the clock. The biggest shift is this: the less we leave for the morning, the smoother it goes. Lunches, snacks, and book bags are packed before my kids even wake up. By the time they're up, we're not scrambling, we're just following the routine. If you want a simple place to start, grab my ADHD Moms Back to School checklist in the show notes. It's a 1-page guide with 10 quick tips to make mornings easier. And when you download it, I'll also send you a follow-up email with some of my favorite ADHD-friendly back-to-school products that we actually use in our home. Because ADHD mornings don't need more decisions or more stress. They need things to already have a home and a rhythm so we can move through them on autopilot. I had a client who came to me completely overwhelmed when her son started kindergarten. She was juggling homework, school papers, and trying to keep the whole family on the same. Every morning felt like chaos because there wasn't one central spot for all the school stuff. Together, we set up a simple command center one spot for their calendar, schedules, and the little school things that usually get lost in the shuffle. We kept it realistic for their space and routines. It wasn't just pretty to look at, it was functional and it actually worked. Here's what she said after. Having a command center has been a game changer for my family. When my son started kindergarten, I was overwhelmed with homework, scheduling, and keeping everyone in the household on the same page. Allison helped me put together a custom command center that works so well for our family. Even my son loves seeing the whole month planned out. What I love about this story is that it proves you don't need to organize your entire house to feel a big shift. Sometimes just giving school stuff a home, whether that's a drop zone, a calendar, or both, can completely change how your mornings and evenings feel. And if you're listening in real time, I want to invite you to something really fun I'm doing right now. It's called the Daily Drop. For 10 days, I'm sharing ADHD-friendly offers, some free, some paid, all designed to help you create more flow and function at home. And each offer is only available for 24 hours, so it's a great way to grab quick support for the season you're in. We've already had things like pocket coaching, my paper clutter guide, and a closet makeover spot. Each day looks a little different, and there's still more to come. I'll be sharing all the details in my Instagram stories, so make sure you're following me over at Calm Cottage Coaching. I'll also link it in the show notes so you can jump in. Because just like we talked about today, one small shift, whether it's a drop zone, a checklist, or a command center, can take so much stress off your plate. And that's exactly what the Daily Drop is all about. So here's what I want you to take away from today. Prep you first. Even 30 minutes of calm before the kids wake up makes a huge difference. Create a drop zone and simple rhythms so you're not scrambling for shoes and lunches, and use a command center to keep school papers and schedules under control with one simple setup. If you need help with any of this, that's what I'm here for. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of The Gentle Reset. Don't forget to check the show notes for the ADHD Moms Back to School checklist and the Daily Drop link. That's it for today, friend. If this episode spoke to you, will you send it to a friend who needs it too? It's always comforting to know we're not the only ones struggling. And if you have a second, leaving a quick review helps me reach more ADHD women who need support with their homes. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on The Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.